Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my second review for Marvel's The Avengers, Age of Ultron. This one will be the spoiler version. Okay, and if you guys missed my non-spoiler review, go ahead and check it out. It's in the channel. I'll also put an annotation, boom, right here to it. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, why don't you go ahead and watch the non-spoiler review version. This one is for people that have seen the movie, that want to talk about, the things that happen in the movie, so we can get more into plot specifics and things like that. In my spoiler review, just to recap, give you a broad idea if you haven't seen that one, I'm giving the movie an 8.4 out of 10. It's a great Marvel movie. It's another great addition to the Avengers, in the Marvel universe as a whole, in terms of the cinematic movie universe. And it is a satisfying sequel. I basically said in the non-spoiler review, it's a satisfying sequel to the original. We're going to do a video where we compare the original to the second, Avengers 1 versus Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and get into the specifics of which one I like better and why. So I'll save that for that video. We won't, mention that in this video. So that said, Avengers. All right, so the plot is pretty simple. All the way through the movie, we start the very first scene, we see the action sequence, and right off the bat, one of the things you notice in this one more so than the previous is that we get the sense that the Avengers are getting better at fighting as a team. And we get to see some really, really cool kind of team combos and things like that between, like Thor and Captain America, for example. Like Cap will throw up the shield and then Thor will hit it with a hammer or something, and it will just go through a whole bunch of either Ultrons or, different villains or people they're fighting or whatever it is. And you see that a lot. You see a lot of just different really, really cool sequences like that where they're fighting well together and they're helping each other out. Be it Black Widow throwing the shield up to Cap when he's fighting against Ultron, or like I said with Thor, or some of the others. There's lots of them. So that was really cool to see. The first scene with Baron von Strucker was cool, and then we get, of course, started with kind of the brother sister. We have QuickSilver and Scarlet Witch, and they, as we see in the movie, which was kind of surprising because I thought they were going to be on the side of the Avengers pretty much right off the bat, but as we got to see in the movie, they were actually on Ultron's side until they kind of figure out that Ultron is crazy and that he's going to basically just exterminate everybody on Earth and start over again with machines, it seems, because he doesn't like people, because people are too unreliable, or people are not. I guess the idea is, well, it's kind of hard. They don't specifically state why Ultron wants to just clear the Earth of everybody. They loosely touch on it, that he just basically sees humanity as unstable, and that trying to protect them is pretty much impossible, because it's human nature to have all these emotions and that old reptile brain and want to either kill others or war or whatever's happening. So he decides, let's just start over. So let's just kill everybody and start over. So we get the part with them. We see the battle with them. Some really cool fight scenes all throughout. The rest of the story, just to kind of sum it up, really cool stuff with Nick Fury coming back. Like to see that a lot. I liked the Vision. The Vision was really cool. Looked really cool, and I liked how powerful he was. In the comic books, I always got the sense the Vision was powerful, but I didn't really get the sense he was that powerful. I love when he gives him the hammer, or he kind of picks up the hammer, and you have that kind of funny banter between the two as he talks about kind of the weight of it and that, and how it's really not that heavy. And we get a sense of how powerful Vision is when you have Iron Man who can't lift the hammer, and you got the whole thing of them being worthy in that. So that was pretty cool, and Vision all around was cool. Of course, all the other Avengers were fun to see again. Same as usual, same as the first one, a lot of fun. And, QuickSilver and Scarlet Witch. So because this is a spoiler version, let's just say it. I like the death at the end. I did like the death at the end. The death at the end I felt like was good. It was needed. You have all these, Ultron everywhere, and just total humongous war battle type finale, epic fight. If nobody dies at all, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel 100% realistic. So I did like that, and he also died a hero, especially from where he started in the movie. So to see that progression from him kind of fighting against the Avengers to, at the end, him saving Hawkeye and the boy, and kind of sacrificing himself to do so was really good. Elizabeth Olsen's character, Scarlet Witch, decent. decent. I said in my non-spoiler review that I liked the X-Men QuickSilver version a lot better than this one, and I'll hold to that, which is a bit surprising because I'm a fan of, is it Aaron Taylor Johnson? I believe that's his name. Kick-Ass, loved Kick-Ass, man. He was really, really good in that. And it's not his fault. He was pretty good in this, but as I said in the non-spoiler review too, their accents a little bit, I didn't 100% feel it. Maybe it's because I know what they sound like normally, and I just couldn't buy into it because I knew that. Maybe their accents were spot on, and it felt weird for me viewing it, seeing that, because I knew what they were in previous. So QuickSilver was decent. The death was good, I felt like. And then Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch has really cool scenes when she's doing all the different witchery stuff. It looked a little weird when she's like doing stuff with her hands and stuff, or she's like, just, I don't know, just kind of the witch thing when she's casting the spells and all that. Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's comic book accurate. I'm not saying it is comic book accurate. It's just a little weird to see it in live action. But the CG was good enough to make it work, and it wasn't too bad. So she was decent. So we go throughout the movie. You got the Baron von Strucker stuff. You go into the I'm trying to think like arc for arc, what we see happen part for part here. So we see all of that. That was all good. We go on from there. We have the fight that how that turns out between them, and we get the stuff with Hawkeye and his family. We find out that he has a family, and I did like how they concentrated a bunch on Hawkeye, because Hawkeye, Black Widow, these are, and also Hulk kind of too, because there's no Hulk movie announced anytime soon. Of course, there's been, we've had Hulk movies, and they've been pretty good. The first one wasn't that good with Eric Bana, but the second one with Edward Norton I thought was awesome. Still wish Edward Norton would be in the Avengers. Oh well. Mark Ruffalo looks. I'm used to it now, so it's a null issue at this point. So yeah, okay. So I liked how they focused in this movie on the ones that haven't had a lot of time in the other movies. Black Widow had some in Winter Soldier, right? But in this, we kind of get the sense that she's developing some kind of relationship with the Hulk or with Banner, but it's kind of one of those they can never be type things, because he's the Hulk and she's got some issues after being raised in the Red Room. We got to see a little bit of her past in that, because that was good. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get a Black Widow movie or if that's greenlit or not. I haven't seen. Sometimes on the internet they'll say, oh, it is, and then it isn't, and then you can't really trust until you actually start to see official images and trailers and that for it. So because she may never get a movie, Hawkeye probably never will, that's for sure. It was good to get to focus a bit on them and have them be a big part of the story, rather than just have it be the Iron Man show or Iron Man featuring the Avengers. That said, it still did almost feel like that to a degree a little bit, because Iron Man, of course, Ultron is an Iron Man villain, of course, with his intro that we saw in the trailer with the strings and everything, and him kind of coming to life and kind of killing Jarvis in doing so. It does feel quite a bit like Iron Man and the Avengers show, but because we got a lot of time with the others, because we got to see kind of that relationship between Hulk and Black Widow kind of starting, or her being at least the person to calm him down, is cool, because we kind of saw the start of that in the first one too, when he's chasing after her and stuff like that on the helicarrier. So that was good. So the middle, decent development there. I liked what they did with him and their relationship between Black Widow and the Hulk. We also had the stuff with Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Cap as they're chopping the wood, chopping the logs. We can kind of see maybe the start of what could be Civil War later on. What could be happening with that, which is cool, because I'm excited, of course, for that. That should be really, really good. And going on through the movie, of course, let's kind of touch on the middle part. So we have the fight scene with the Hulk, Hulkbuster, and the Hulk. Man, oh my God, the fight scene between the two of them is just. It's probably the best part of the movie. Even though the ending is really epic, I almost feel like this one steals it for me, because, especially when their fists hit each other, and the boom, and it shatters all the glass and everything just goes flying. It's like just boom. I love that, man. That was really, really, really cool. And probably some of my favorite parts are the go to sleep. I guess it would have been, I think it was the left hand. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. When it's like he's got the Hulkbuster fist that pumps. That was cool. I just thought that was a really neat idea. Rather than winding up for a punch, he's got a fist that it pumps back and forth, and it's like a hydraulic press, like boom, 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 boom. In his face. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. So that was really funny, and like a lot of the parts there when they're throwing each other around, and he's apologizing, sorry, when the Hulk gets really pissed. And just, the final part where they go up into that construction building and boom, all the way down through. Pretty amazing, man. Also, I took it like that. It made sense because at the end, it seems to me like her spell that she cast on the Hulk had worn off because it only lasts so long anyway, right? And that he kind of realized where he was. He looked around and he saw that he was causing all this destruction and pain. And so he kind of came down a bit. And then when Hulkbuster came down and punched him, he wasn't in his full Hulk out mode. So it was enough to put him to sleep at that point. That's the way I see it. Because a fully powered up Hulk wouldn't be knocked out by a Hulkbuster punch. It was because he was starting to come down and everything after he's realized what was happening, what was going on. So, man, really cool fight scene though. I mean, that was one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and it's one of the most epic you could probably ever see. Really like when the arm comes off. There's what was it through his arm? It's like this big pole through Hulkbuster's arm, and he detaches it, and then he orders another one, and it replaces it. Man, it's just really cool. How could you not love Iron Man in the movies? I mean, they make him so cool. He's got everything planned out. He's got this huge armory. He's got sidekicks, and Don Cheadle being in this one too. War Machine, awesome. I loved how they included a lot of their kind of sidekick type characters. You had Falcon and kind of the ending with them training new Avengers I like that a lot. But just all the stuff with him kind of attaching body parts of armor and stuff like that. It's just really, really, really cool. So that battle stole the show for me. But leading up through the finale, getting to see S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of resurfacing again with the helicarrier, getting to see Nick Fury, and then Ultron and the twins. QuickSilver and Scarlet Witch switching sides and helping them against Ultron. So James Spader in the end, he was a good villain. He's pretty ominous and pretty threatening. Of course, the fight scene as it all comes down, and you've got the city that's raised up and everything, and the fight as it's going down, pretty damn epic, man. With Ultrons everywhere. Probably one of the best scenes too would be where all of the Ultrons are coming in trying to protect. It's kind of like it made me think of Capture the Flag in the video game. Like as you're trying to, you got all the Avengers all the way around protecting that one spot that the Ultron is trying to get to. In order to get one hand on it, as they said, and that would be it. So that was really cool when they're all fighting and they're all flipping around, and the CG was amazing as usual, right? There was only a few little sequences here and there with the Hulk and stuff in his back that I felt like was a little bit weird, but for the most part, it looked really, really awesome. It was pretty amazing to see. It was epic as hell. Let's just put it that way. Vision, of course, the end of Ultron as he loses, and the ending. I'll say the ending of the first one where you've got the nuke and that, and you really felt like at that point Iron Man might die, and of course he didn't. I feel like that one had a really great, impactful ending that was really got your emotions going there. This one didn't really have that. It did to a degree with the QuickSilver death and that, but it didn't really have that same kind of feel at the end. That said, though, it was still a lot of fun. It was really cool to see all the Avengers team together again in the movies, see the battle and everything, and you kind of know what you're getting. You go into the Avengers, you're going to be getting just kind of a fun movie that it does justice to the series. It's on an epic scale, on a worldwide threat scale. If you have an Iron Man movie or you have a Cap movie, it might be about saving a city or fighting against Hydra in a few spots or the war or whatever. But this one's you really get the idea that the Avengers, they handle global threats. They handle threats to the entire world. And Ultron, of course, is that. So he was a really cool villain. So all in all, I was satisfied with the Avengers 2. We'll do the video talking about whether or not it's better than the first one probably tomorrow for you guys. So if you're new and you want to see that, click the channel name below and check it out. It's in the channel. If you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe. That's pretty much all I wanted to say going into detail about the movie. Those are the parts that stuck out the most to me. Of course, there's a lot in the movie. It's over a couple hours long. There's a lot of dialogue and stuff we could get into. We could talk more about. But I think I'll just kind of leave it there. It's just a fun movie. It's a, I don't want to say basic story, but it's kind of a classic comic book type story. Nothing too intellectual, nothing too deep in terms of the story. Just a lot of action, a lot of fun, getting to see some of the biggest and best, high budget effects and high budget action sequences we could possibly see. I also, one other thing, Ultron, the the Megatron suit he has afterwards. For some reason, a lot of it reminds me of Transformers to a degree, because I think it's just because of the scale and Ultron's armor and stuff. He looks a bit like Megatron. The juicing part, that was funny when Iron Man accuses him of juicing. Really funny. So that's pretty much all I want to say for the movie. 8.4 out of 10 for me. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely not a disappointment. It lives up to the hype. It delivers what you want to see, and it is a lot of fun. Definitely a satisfying sequel, and I hope they keep doing it. It's almost starting to feel like a TV series to a point. It's like, yeah, we have to wait every year or two, or like a few years in between them, but it's like, they're just adding on, they're doing more, and it's feeling like a series as the Avengers team is really growing. Of course, in the end, you see Captain America training their new recruits to the Avengers, so to speak. So really good stuff. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. I liked it a lot. Let me know what you guys thought about the Avengers, Age of Ultron. Lots of fun, man. Just a really good time. Really good, lot of fun. If you liked this video, please do me a favor. Please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share it. Please favorite it. Sub if you're new. And write in the comments below what you guys thought about the Avengers, Age of Ultron. I enjoyed it very much. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you for the comparison video coming up soon. As always, it's Trev. Same peace, guys. Later. See ya.